Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the moth-hawk project, and today we're going to be working on the background again. So where we left off, we had these rocks right over here. Well, right over here, and today we're going to be working on this wood right here, and we're going to be adding some more detail to it, and hopefully we are able to get to from point A to point B with it. Anyway. No further ado, let's get started, shall we? So yeah, technically I would have done this earlier today, but my stomach was not helping. Absolutely not helping at all. Which really sucked, and well, you know, I did some stuff today, which I had to run by, like the yeah, well, it is just a little bit annoying that, you know, stuff like that happens. No, that's not the part that I need. I need to find the dark part. Is it that part? No, it's this part, right? Yes. Well, we're going to be adding the color towards this area right here that we have, the rock part right here. We're going to be adding there the color that we need, and then after that we can fix stuff. So we're going to fill this up so that, you know, things like this won't happen again. And there you go. All done. Alright, cool. So today we're going to be working on this route right here, and then hopefully we are able to find it. Of course, this is going to be a very difficult one to find out where it is and how it is, so first things first, we're going to be just double checking. Closing up everything that, you know, is not representing the parts that we need. And then once we're done with that, we can then, you know, move on to the next part that we need to do. Wow. Alright. That thing is pretty far, if I may say so myself. Nice. No. No. So the idea here is that we're looking for the part that we have done. You can already see stuff like this happening. Alright. So this is in the top part then, in the top part of it. Let's see. If we can find the right color, then we can find everything correctly. It's in this part. Alright. Let's see if we close this up, then let's see what happens. Alright, that happens. Cool. So it is true. So this is in the right part we need. Cool, and we need to now get this part up and running properly. So it's on the same line as the other things. Cool. We are needing to get the pure dark. We need to get the size down to 5. No, not to 5, to 3.6, 3.675, and that will work. Hopefully. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna be doing. I mean, making sure that this is gonna be looking nice and steadily, and then from there on we're gonna be adding some type. Yeah, from there on we're gonna be adding the parts that we need to do. Yes. So yeah, once this is all done, we're gonna be celebrating this big time. Why is this not in the right? Why is this in the wrong? Did I use a different brush for this? Looks like it. I used a pencil brush, didn't I? Probably. Yes, I did. Wow. All right. Well, no worries here. I can just get that fixed. So the main idea here is that we're actually, adding, we're going to be giving this thing a new look towards it. All right. So this is technically only the, what is it? Is it only the big drawing or not? It's only the big drawing. Alright, so where is the other one then? There it is. That's gonna be leaving a mark, isn't it? So if I'm gonna be using these kind of rolls, would that work, or do I need to get the other one up and running? Probably I do. Yes, I do. I should then do the other one. I'll be going back to the pencil, and then that will fix it. Lovely. So yeah, I had a little problem when once I woke up today. My stomach was burning like hell. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be probably doing the moth-hawk project later on, because otherwise I would not have been able to do it. Now that I'm doing it, I feel like I'm doing it actually pretty nice. It is actually getting along fine, and we're probably gonna be doing this a lot, so no problems whatsoever. I've been working on some writing, so that's the thing. Did you know that actually writing is actually quite difficult when you want to try to do something and then not make it like, you want to make it like it is not that problematic? No. You don't want to make it so that it is so damn obvious, that kind of thing. I want to make the story interesting, but I don't want to make the story like, oh, it's just a run-of-the-mill these type of adventures. No. Well, I want to. I want to make it a run-in-the-mill these kind of adventures, but I don't want to make it feel like one of those run-of-the-mill adventures. That is the idea. Problem is that, well, that is actually quite hard to do. So yeah, I've been working on that for like now already 2 days, and hopefully I will be able to get to the end result of it. Don't know if I will get to the end result easily, but I'll get to it. Anyway, so yeah, the summer is now finally a little bit less than before, so I'm very happy that I'm actually able to draw now without, sweating. I was concerned that that would be a problem tonight, but looks like not. It is not. Otherwise, I would have been, still having a hard day. But since that is not the case, I'm very happy how far I'm already getting at this. Of course, I'm still having that lovely little burning air in my stomach, but it's not gonna be going away anytime soon anyway. It's like you're having that stomach problem, and then every single time you try to get reminded by it, you get stabbed in the back. But yeah, I'm trying to do my very best upon getting this result, and nothing says as being productive as drawing wood. Yep, I would say that myself. The wood actually is one of the most more difficult parts to do, because all of the movements you are trying to create on the wood itself, all these strokes. Of course, not all these strokes are the same. Don't get me wrong there, but some of them are and some of them are not. And then you need to add those strokes and then get more strokes later on, and add more detail towards those strokes. Then after that you are able to get from point A to point B. The main issue with making these strokes, making these beautiful, wood-like structure, is that it is quite a difficult job to get it all fully fixed. Because you want to have this kind of effect, but this effect does not last all the time. So yeah, now that we're doing this quite well, hopefully, once this is all done, I will be able to get my points correctly across. Of course, it's a thing that is quite difficult to maintain, getting all these woods textures in one go. So it takes time, and with time, you need to take time by a long shot. You need to be taking time and take careful assessment where you need to place these roads of wood, so that you can then move it into the drawing itself. And by just casually moving around, fixing certain types of things, making sure that everything that you do is not problematic, well, it all works quite fine. Now, let's see. Oh. So, making sure that everything here is just fine. I'm hoping that all these stuff is quite nice looking. There you go. Now that we are having our beautiful, building up rock, well, not rock, wood-like structure, we can move on to the next part, and that's upper. I mean, this is not a lot of stuff that's going on. It's just, a lot of rocks and building blocks that need to be fixed. Most of this is just, doing regular business, but I hope I will be able to get to the point correctly. Now, since that we are working towards our beautiful, place, we should definitely move this part right up there. Follow with the strokes, follow up with the motion of all these beautiful places, but we'll get there, we'll get there. First we need to have a little inner part, probably, and then go for there on. I mean, all of this is already enough to make me go really out of the ordinary structs. Of course you don't want to make everything the same, otherwise the whole wood won't look like a wood structure, it would look like a tentacle structure, and we don't want that. We want to have like this effect of wood, and not like a muscle kind of structure that we don't want to. We want to have like fluent, evasive, but still be able to get from point A to point B. There you go. So once this is all done, you know, you can already see that these trees are going to have a lot of problematical issues right here. So now that we have this, we can now zoom out and see like, oh well, this is a part that we need to fix. Yes. These parts right here are, you know, representing wood structures, that is correct, but not all of them are the same, so we need to add some more detail towards the effects that we have. So we need to add some more structures, or you know, effects on the roots, so that, you know, once we add the beautiful color to it, it will stand out, or it will create the effect that we want, which is of course the bark skin. So yeah, that's how you do it. You just, you know, zoom out and then figure out like, oh well, I want this part right here, I want this part right here, I want this part right here. Choose the different kind of things that you want to add some more detail to, and then go from there on. The main issue that I'm always having with these things is that, well, it is quite difficult. Now, well, let's see. There you go. You can already see how the effects on the wood are already creating by just following the lines again, making sure that, you know, the effects are in motion. It is quite cool that you can do this by just going on again on the same pattern. Of course, you know, not every pattern is the same, which is true, and some patterns lead to different kind of situations, which is important to understand that they also exist. And once you move from one point to another, you know, you're gonna be doing a great job. I mean, obviously, you know, you just need to do whatever you need to do right now, but just keep your patience, and eventually, you know, you're gonna have that beautiful tree-looking effect that you already had with the first one, also in the second one, and then in the third one, and then in the fourth one. So by repeating the same exercise that you did before, and repeating the same technique before, you're gonna creating the effect of wood. Oh well, you're gonna create the texture that you want, the satisfying texture that you want. Of course, you know, it's not always a guarantee that it will work right away, because, you know, trial and error has some issues with it. But it's not the worst case scenario. And the worst case scenario is like, you know, that you need to do it all over again, but because we have like this amount of stuff, we can actually say like, well, we want this part right here removed, or we want that part right removed. We can do a lot of things here with this interesting graphical detail of these wooden structures, or wooden tree part, because, you know, it's a tree, and we want to create the effect of that it is a tree, and not that it is just a lump of wood with a terrible texture on it. we want to have that this is the roots of a tree and not the effect of, just casual wood that is like a plank. We want these big, rumply, crimply, root-like effects on it. Of course, that's going to be taking a long time because, it's still a thing. So yeah. Anyway. To make sure that I'm not ruining everything here, I'm just going to be lowering down the gum, and there you go. We have now achieved a new part of the tree. Yes, awesome. Of course, it's just a little bit of a wish-wash effects around, but it should work. It should work. It will work finally. It will work once we're done with the rest of it. Because we're not even halfway. We're just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1/9 of a part is done. So I'm gonna put here a little slice so that I know where I'm gonna be going, and then we're gonna be continuing again. Come on. So yeah, I mean, it's obvious that all these tree parts need to be contesting with each other, which is true. But I need to be also making sure that all these tree parts that are competing with each other are connected and nicely transitioning from one point to another. Of course, I cannot do that once I'm doing this effect in a later stage. This is why it's important that once we're working on the background, that we're keeping working on the background until the background is done. Otherwise, you're going to be losing track of yourself when you're trying to do this. Especially my head doesn't like this part because it is so much working around, so much, doodling and closing up on the tablet screen. Well, drawing tablet screen. The most problematical thing here is that it is so much detail that my mind is like, you know what? I think I will just snap myself, and then you can do you. Of course, this will create the effect of me having a lot of problems with my head, which doesn't help because I'm already a little bit tired from today. But yeah, I'm trying to do my very best upon achieving whatever I wanted to achieve in the first place. And making sure that I'm not fully out of the league. All of this, all of this will into another effect, so that's why, it's important that we draw the baselines and then go from the baselines to the second lines that we are drawing, and then from the second lines that we are drawing the next lines. It is, on the other hand, a very confusing part to do, but it's an important one nonetheless. Because you don't want to deal with all of this, especially when you're trying to create these roots, and all these roots create a new root part that probably is going to be leaving another part alone and isolated, which is a so once we're done with this part, we can then safely save, because we want to make sure that we save this in the midst of progress, otherwise we probably might have a problem, or accidents can happen and occur, and we don't want to have the autosave to save the wrong part. So yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of patience that you need to have. it requires a lot of patience at least. And then once you're done with the patience, you're gonna have your beautiful root. Of course, this is all gonna be looking very long and dreary because of all the stuff that's going on. There you go. So the more tree-like it's gonna be behaving, the better effect it's gonna get. But it is sometimes very difficult for a tree-like root behavior to be properly installed, especially when it comes to, you know, texturizing and keeping up with the flow of the texture. Especially if you're zoomed out or zoomed in, not zoomed out. Zoomed out is actually quite easy, but zoomed in is not so, and you know, we cannot afford to zoom in because or zoom out because otherwise we're probably going to be rooting the texture again. So now we're going to be removing the swipe with it. So that we now know where we are going to be stopping, and then, you know, we're going to be saving this bad boy, and then we're going to be continuing onwards again. And that will save ourselves some problems. How lovely. You can already see the difference between, you know, lightly drawn or heavily drawn, so you can see the texture difference, which is important. Both are the same, it's just, you know, sometimes it is not fully done, or, you know, there are some technical issues. So for instance here there is a little bit too much white going on into the roots, so we want to achieve the root effects that we had in the other ones. So we're probably going to be adding some texture problems, like for instance right here. There you go. And there you go. And this is how you create the effects that we need for the texture on the beautiful, you know, the texture that we need to create the tree-like appearance. Because everything can look the same, but if you add some texture towards the if you add more texture to a drawing, once you add the colors to it, it actually increases the effectiveness of the texture representing the drawing instead of, you know, being empty. Which happens a lot, don't get me wrong there. There you go. And this is how you solve it. Lovely. Of course, this is gonna be taking a long time to work on, but who cares? Not me. Not when it comes to this thing. This is my moth-hawk project, and this is, you know, take it easy, take it slow, otherwise you're gonna get low. And a low result is never good. of course, I'm gonna be probably exhausted mentally now because of the epileptic absence that I had already beforehand, and that means I should take a early break on this. Also, the heat, it's kicking in again, moisture, but it's not that difficult, not too hard. But I'm gonna be probably just doing. I'm gonna be probably doing some waiting. I need to find out where that is, where that mark is, but so yeah, I hope for today I think this is enough, because I'm a little bit tired. It's not the full 1 hour, but better safe than sorry when you're getting exhausted by epileptic absences. It's makes your whole brain go melting down. That is the main problem. Makes your whole brain go tired. Probably gonna be laying down for a second or two. Well, an hour or two, not a second. What the fuck am I thinking? An hour or two, but yeah. This is how it looks now. And you can see that we're actually quite far already in the drawing step already. The main issue is that we now need to move upwards to here and then to there, and then we have it done. I could try it. I could try it in an hour, but I don't think I will be able to make it though. But I can see from now, from here, from this point of view, that the drawing actually looks already nice. There is no issue in the lighting or in the coloration differences. There is none, if I'm correct. No, there is none. The only thing is that there are some hard issues right here. So I need to grab this and then add some more or less. I need to make it a little bit less rough. There you go. Now it's on the same pressuring, so it's now on the same pressuring instead of fully hardened. Alright, I'm gonna be saving this bad boy because I'm not trusting myself on not saving it, and it's already 8.1 gig. How lovely. Should I call it for today? Yes, I will, because of all the stuff is going on. Yes. Alright. I hope you all have enjoyed for today, and thanks all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, I wish you a lovely day. Bye!